I am back again with another video. As you can tell, your boy Leonardus has done it again. I mean, a lot of you really don't know what I mean when I say that. You will after this video. I have a lot of evidence. I mean, real solid evidence that cannot be disputed. It's not alleged. And I'm going to show that. And I'm going to show multiple hard evidence. But before I do that, if you're new to this channel or not, subscribe right now. It's free. Drop a like on this video and be sure to share me in your social media feeds such as Facebook, Twitter, now known as X. Link me inside your Instagram story. Drop me in your YouTube community tab. Feel free to Snapchat and TikTok about me. Now, let's get back to scheduled programming already in progress. I'm going to address a few of these comments, and no, it's not going to be a long, drag-out comment video, but I got to address a few of these comments. All right. Well, being in light of whatever's going on right now with him, not saying that's any excuse, whether he's behind bars or not, I don't see him shipping this truck or this $50,000. So, either way, we know how that's going to go. And to you, saying he need to be behind bars already, well, he's actually behind bars, not for what he should be behind. Well, he is behind bars for what he should be behind it for, but he should also be behind it from these scams. Where is Leo's brother? Short story on this, because I don't want to spend too much time on it. He started writing on the wall years ago. If you can remember when he had a scam, when he had, pardon me, Leo always had a scam. If you can remember when Joel had a giveaway truck, a red step side that had a mixture of Sierra parts and Silverado parts. And he was doing a giveaway on it, and he all of a sudden changed his mind and sold it. He started writing on the wall a long time ago, because right when he sold the truck, maybe a couple of videos a month or so later, all of these huge scam allegations started coming out about Leo, and he went back into hiding. So Joel was somewhere ducking this. And you got to understand, to associate with Leo, aka Leonardus, you have to be willing to give up going out, being able to be somewhere without someone approaching you about money from a giveaway that they got scammed on, or some form of merch that they gave you money for. You got to be willing to do that. And then you got to be willing to tolerate people that just want to just tear his ass up. Just on GP alone. Okay? And yeah, bro, I'm going to keep on their neck by default. All right? I'm going to definitely do that. And you, this is the funniest thing I've seen in a while. You're a wild boy. All right? You're crazy. And I ain't the only one feel that. Look at all the lax you got. Yeah. Now, someone asked a question why he been MIA. But before I even got a chance to respond, somebody did for me. And kind of let out my surprise of what I was going to do in this video. But anyway, shout out to both of you. And shout out to you, homie. Now, let me get back to scheduled programming already in progress. Well, yes, he's locked up. And he's been locked up since Saturday. No, let me not say Saturday. Let me be a little bit more. Well, yeah, he was locked up since Sunday, the 14th. And not this Sunday past, Sunday before last. Yeah, he been clamped down that long. All right. As you can see on the screen, you can see that he was booked on the 14th. And they proved that it's really him. You know, we know he's 24. You can see the arrow in the top right corner. And if you go down to the second batch of information, you can see that he's booked on assault of a family member. And not just a family member, a household member. Just to break all that down. And I circle his book date. Now, before I get into more of the charges, explaining to y'all what all this means, because I'm very aware of it. The second green circle show you that he has prior history of this kind of behavior. So he's already been booked before on similar charges with the same person. Now, who is this person? Now, I want to get that clear. Now, the person lived with him, so we're going to eliminate the people we know him associated with. We clearly know that he did not touch his older sister, because her boyfriend that he kissed up to in the barbecue backlash video that I put out, when I told y'all throw him on his own grill, which was the last time he ever allowed his comments on his YouTube that's failing to be on. And he turned it off in the midst of the video being posted for a couple hours. So that guy, you know, the black guy that he was trying to kiss up to, trying to overextend, make it seem like this old 20-year-old BMW that wasn't even popular when it was new, is all that. So now we know he's not going to touch his older sister, so we can get that out of the way. Now, since we're on sisters, the younger one think he's the cat's meow, think that he's the greatest person ever. So she's not going to defy him, because if she did, she would have took her truck from his house a long time ago and take it to wherever she lives. So that's not the case. So now we left with Joel, and you know he's not going to touch Joel. And if you watch this enough, you know Joel is the boogeyman. He's everything that Leo thinks he is. Joel is not to be played with. Now, if y'all want me to do a whole separate Joel breakdown video, you know, it had to be some overwhelming response for me to do that. But Joel done proved himself that Leo is not going to play with him. So we know that ain't it. So now we got his little brother that he really don't associate with too much anymore, because he's bothered with him siding with his father. But they've been trying to mend fences on that, which I never really disclosed. And that's still in progress. So I don't see that happening. So who else is left? Wow, it's that girlfriend that he keep breaking up off and on with, his baby mama that he lived with. Now, this is when that ledge is going to come in. For legal purposes, we're going to say this is all alleged. I was told two stories. I was told two stories. One story has him being frustrated. Well, both stories have that. I already knew that. I told y'all that in my previous video. You know, effed up situation. That he's under a lot of pressure. Now, if you want to figure out what all I said about that, if you're new to this channel, I suggest you go watch that video. Now, to keep this video from being about that and keep it to what it's about, he grabbed this girl in the midst of a heated discussion. For what I heard, he grabbed her by the back of her head, by the upper part of the back of her head, and tilted it back and started screaming into her face like he was at a drive-thru trying to order from the passenger side of the vehicle. Yes, he was screaming at a volume like he was trying to order food from the passenger side of a vehicle into her face, leaning downwards, because she's a little girl, and he's tall and gigantic and jolly and as Santa Claus built. So by him doing that, she did something to him to get loose, and he re-grabbed her again by the back of her neck, behind the ears, and right around the throat area, and almost choked her out, and she did something to get away again, and he went and got a weapon. And he threatened her to put the phone down and threatened her to do this and that, and that resulted into what he got now. And then another person, like I said, it's all alleged, said that they was in the midst of an argument, and he grabbed her up and started choking her, like he supposedly did before in the previous incident that you still see on the screen here, which is the 12-14 incident, which he pleaded out. Yes, he pleaded that out. As you see on the screen again, I got a different shot on the screen. You can see that he pleaded that out. And by showing you that, he had another charge years earlier. All right. So, yeah. And you also see the part where I circled. Yes, he's still in custody. And because of his brutal violence of this person, he's being held without bail. Bail was set, but once they reviewed it, they removed the bail. Once this person's family started complaining and calling the station and showing proof of how hurt this person is, and showed some of his own surveillance footage from his home against him. But I'm not going to get no more than that. But yeah. So in the second incident, they got into an argument. He grabbed her throat, allegedly, and started choking her up. And he pistol whipped her until she was almost unconscious. And rumor has it now, like I said, this is extremely alleged. So I don't know. I usually don't. Like I said, I'm not going to stamp this until I know from one of my reliable sources. They are saying that his family, which is pretty much one of his sisters, is trying to talk to her and trying to get her not to go forward with these charges. Now, for what I gathered from sources, allegedly, that the county press charges themselves also, and they're not even trying to get her to do it. They're trying. They just gonna make her be a witness because he got a history of this with more than one woman. This is why they allegedly partied before. He's frustrated by a lot of his failure, so he walking around here thinking that he's something that he ain't. He got an enormous ego, even bigger than that forehead he got. And like you can see on the screen here, and you see in the first one he pleaded guilty. The one from February 18th, 2000, all the way at the bottom, you can see that he pleaded guilty. And then you can see it says felony. Felonies are not light crimes. They are not mild crimes. I mean, felonies stop you from living in communities, stop you from getting jobs, stop you from having a gun license. It stops you from going to certain colleges. It stops you from doing a lot of things. Now, try to imagine now. At the time, he was 19 years old. If you go by his age and his date of birth, when he did this first crime, that's documented. Now, he got minor records that are sealed, because when you're under 18, your records are sealed. This is not his first incident. I'm just not going to get into what other people have told me, because, like I said, this is not a personal channel. This channel is mostly about exposing scammers. But since this scammer here is happened to be violent, I'm going to talk about it briefly. Now, like I said, all the way down at the bottom, you can see February 18th, he pleaded guilty. In the bottom right corner, you can see he pleaded guilty to the sentence. And you can see when it says case, all the way to the left, still down at the bottom, you can see it's a felony. Now you go up to the second arrow to the right, you can see our recent date of December 14th. This is just last year. That ain't that long ago. This is where this matches up when him and this girl fell out. Cause you know they just got back together. Y'all know that. You don't have to be a detective. It's a no-brainer. Now he gonna have to wait for a court date so they can determine on what the charges is gonna be. Officially. Yeah, so your boy Leonardus is going to be Leonardus if this girl don't recant and deny. Now, she took pictures of these bruises and all this damage like she did before. And, and video. If she took pictures of that and decided to send that in or post it. If they did it, if she did any of that, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. But anyway, I think I covered enough. If you're new to this channel or not, subscribe right now. It's free. Set your bell icon to all. Drop a like on this video. Be sure to share my video and any of my videos that you watch in your Facebook feed, Twitter now known as X. Link me inside your Instagram stories. Feel free to TikTok and Snapchat about me. And if for any reason you got Pinterest, which I can't imagine, put me on there as well. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.